As I like to joke in earlier shows, and we're live!
And we're live. And there's the
Something for the blooper reel, but not quite. So, hey, folks, if you're just tuning in, great, because we're just about to start. So, before we cue up the intro title there, as you can tell, that we have a great guest host with my good friend David J.Curtis. And this is part two of a two-parter that we had started last week, where we had talked about how folks are working in the pandemic using videos to their advantage. And we had talked about earlier about how people are using it towards like networking and businesses and what have you. So this is going to be a really fun talk because we're focusing how that's being applied in the video production world, and also learn their current project that they're working on and how they've been able to work. And plus we have a couple more great guests to introduce later. So let me hit up the title and then I'll start yammering here, as friends would say to me.
hit it.
Hey everyone, I'm Robert Lee, the founder and executive video producer of Shala Productions, where we create marketing videos as well as covering live events in the medical and the educational field, with especially in pop culture. I'm here with my good friend, and I'll get the finger point right, and my great friend Dave Curtis here. And just I had the pleasure to work with Dave on some early projects with client, as well as fun collaborating. And before I start yammering away, Dave, want to say something before
Robert,
I keep on yammering?
What's up, man? How you doing?
All right. I'm just grateful and thanks that you're able to come and pinch hit.
No, thank you for having me, man. Really appreciate it.
Oh no, I mean I know like we have a good history working together, just in terms of projects that we've worked together,
Yeah.
and just it's just to be able to work with you again, as well as to be able to highlight the project that you're working with Issa, Bibbins, and Jackie Davis, which we'll introduce later, and to hear what you guys are doing as how you're managing the pandemic. Before we get right into that, I just want to give a quick reminder to folks that I'm still offering the free live streaming video offer, in terms of for folks that are looking to help the hospitals as well as the medical frontliners. So that if folks are interested, I will see if I can find that information. You can get that from the link there, and after the show I'll throw it into the description, or as well as in the comments, so people can check that out. And as well as if folks want to find out more information in terms of how you can get involved with Black Lives Matter, as well as what's going on, we've also got the link there at blacklivesmatter.carrd.co, as well as a recommended site, the NAACP.org, where you can get a lot of the information there. So without further ado, hang on, let me see if I can pull this up. We create a new intro there. So before we get right into the topic, I just want to flash this up. You could tell rehearsals went great putting this up here.
Okay. Topic
So
of
let
the day.
me. So he said that Jackie had been waiting patiently. So let me bring them on here. Hang on. Here we go.
Hey, Jackie. Hey, what's up, Issa?
Hey, what's up, Dave? Hey, Jackie.
Hey, Issa. Hey, Dave.
Long time no see.
Hey,
Robert Lee, what's up, man?
Well, it's always good to see you, Issa and Jackie.
Great intro. I loved it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I mean, this show has a lot of extra juices just because we got a lot of great guests and my good buddy here. So, yeah, I think the first question is, how are you guys doing?
Oh man,
that's a loaded question.
Honestly, I think Jackie can attest to this. We're doing better than we would have been had we not started doing this project. So kudos to Issa for this opportunity to work on this project.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So better than we would have been had we not been working on this project, and that's for real.
So if you don't mind me asking a geeky question, how have you guys been able to work through through the project remotely. I mean, I'm guessing Zoom has a lot involved in terms of just being able to communicate and everything. Or
Well, I think. Go ahead, Jackie. You can take that.
I would say just technology. Period. We've done a lot of texting.
Oh yeah.
A lot of our decisions have been made over text. Lots of emails. Zoom. I think Zoom kind of have come into play maybe once or twice, but overall, it's been every medium that's been available to us.
Yeah.
And I would just kind of piggyback off that and say, Jackie's been like so helpful in helping us, streamline like how we're going to use which medium to do what. So, me and Dave go back a little bit, and so sometimes, I'll text like an hour worth of stuff. I'll be like, and Jackie would be like, "Can you put that on email, please?" I'd be like, "Yes, ma'am, we're gonna do that."
That's a nice way of saying that I'm anal and bossy.
So it's been really cool to kind of like just see how you can use different mediums to accomplish different tasks.
Absolutely.
Well, actually, I should take a step back. So, kind of doing a little round robin, either clockwise or counterclockwise. How about you guys introduce yourself, as well as just like how you guys are, the project you're working on, and like what your roles are in the project. So we'll start with. Hang on. There we go. We'll start with the big guy here.
Would that be diagonal for me?
I'm David Curtis, or David J.Curtis. I started as a musician and then fell into acting, and now production and directing for film and TV. And I've been a Screen Actors Guild member for almost 20 years. It's gone almost 20 years. Oh my God, now that I think in 2 years, it'll be 20 years. I'll be SAG-AFTRA member. And I met Issa when he used to be a tenant of a house I had.
Yes.
And, that's how we met, and we started doing some music production together. And I always tell the story about how when I met Issa, he was just a piano player, and I was a music producer, and I used to produce a lot of stuff that he did. And then little by little, I saw him just way surpass me as a musician, producer, engineer, and it's like I don't even do it anymore because I'll just say, I think Issa can take care of that. Issa can do that.
Call Issa.
So yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, amazing projects, and I've known Jackie for about the same length of time. I met her at the African American Theater Festival in 2002 or 2003, one of those. Mama, I Want to Sing. That was my first time doing a musical and first time doing a play.
And shout out to Sabrina Staples.
Yes, Sabrina Staples.
Songstress.
Pop star, yeah.
No, pop star. So shout out. Yeah. I know she's on the platform.
Yeah.
Love you.
Shout out to African American Theater Festival, Our Place Theater, Jackie Parker. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, that's my story. Who's taking the helm?
Well, that's cool. Okay.
Leave Issa for last.
Okay.
I'm so bossy. I really don't mean it, y'all. I really don't.
We love you anyway.
Organized.
No worries, it's all good.
So as David says, we've known each other for quite a bit of time now. I started out, I think I was modeling, and then I was dancing on tour. And I literally fell into acting. I walked into an audition for Midsummer Night's Dream, and I did a little hip hop routine, and the director was like, "Yeah, that's great. Read this." And he cast me as Helena, and I haven't looked back since. And after that production, I joined Our Place Theater Project, and Mama, I Want to Sing was probably the second thing that I did with them.
Wow.
I tell David this, my favorite memory. I was this in the play, I had no lines. And so every night I would be doing my dance warm ups, and David would be next to me, and we just shoot the cheddar and talk before the show started. I joined SAG in 2007, so I'm 13 years in, and I mostly direct and act in theater, and I'm trying to transition as a woman of a certain age into my next phase, and so I'm really focusing on casting, and that's how I got to be a part of this. David pulled me in to read one of the characters, and I said, you know what? Why don't you just let me cast it? And the next
Thank
thing
God.
Yes. Oh my God.
to join the production team, and then David asked me if I would also like to be one of the directors, and here we are.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're next.
Okay, so I'll try to be quick because I could be a little long-winded.
That's why this call for Roast Wednesday. But that's more on me, not on you, man. Sorry, go ahead.
So I started as a musician, piano player, drummer. Used to play in marching bands and stuff, playing bass drum, snare drum, xylophone, everything. And then I came to Boston, spent a little time at Berkeley, and got into producing music and writing stories, poetries, and also like different plays and things like that. And how can I say, I just love writing. I love writing. That's my favorite thing to do in the world. And a little background about how I met Dave. Yes, I was his tenant, but Dave and I have a relationship that goes back over 20 years, and he's always been kind of an inspiration to me as far as just the creative arts. So Dave likes to say I'm a better musician or whatever. I don't believe the hype, because Dave plays guitar, bass, drums, piano. He plays every instrument, and then on top of that, he's an amazing writer, amazing actor. So it's just he's always been someone that I looked up to.
Thank you, man.
Just as a person, just a grounded man, So when I was like 18, 19, and I was kind of find my way in creativity, Dave was one of the people that I kind of looked up to. One of my first studio sessions in the city of Boston in general was with Dave. We were recording for this artist, Byron Gibbs.
Oh my God. Yeah. Up
Byron
and Lowell.
Gibbs. Yes.
Yeah.
Byron Gibbs. And you brought me in as a piano player on the session, and it was great. It was a wonderful.
And up in Lowell. Yeah.
Yeah, in Lowell, right.
Lowell,
I think that was my first time in Lowell, actually.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Shout out to Byron and Evan Chalimney and Byron Gibbs.
Byron Gibbs. Who was the bass player? Was his name Wes?
Wes, yeah. Wes, I forgot his name.
Yeah, but he was
Monster. George Russell was on the project as well.
Oh, yes. George Russell, who is the maestro, faculty member at Berkeley, piano instructor, just amazing piano player. So it was a great opportunity, being 18 years old, being in a room with all these amazing cats. And that's my story. I love music. I love writing. I love people, which kind of brings me to why we're doing this. I just, this project has been an opportunity to, during a time when people aren't connected physically, for, people to find ways to connect in other ways. And when we started imagining this project, we really wanted to tackle what was going on in society from a personal level, from a personal space, and really understanding like how is this, COVID-19 affecting people and affecting their relationships and affecting how they're spending time with the ones they care about. So out of that kind of space is when Dave and myself and Andre Donegan started writing this script.
Okay.
Shout out to Andre. Andre, I hope you're on here. Shout out to you, brother. I know Andre. Me and Andre go way back. We went to church together, and he's an amazing writer and amazing musician as well. And we just came together to write stories about people. And yeah. And
speaking of people, of any of the cast members or members of the production series, if you can just kind of identify yourself and just to give a shout out, be great because we love to give you guys a shout out if you're online. Pardon the cheesy transition, guys. So I mean, it's pretty cool because of the how the story is developed. Now, would you say that is it the? I know this might sound kind of weird, but how are you guys like working behind the scenes, communicating? Do you find that as also as additional inspiration to the source material of the content, or is it kind of go back in terms of how the story shapes, or just more like you had the concept in mind and ran with it, or?
Well, I'll say a quick piece and then I'll pass it on because I don't want to, monopolize the time. I think the best part about it is while we're working behind the scenes, we get to interact with wonderful people,
Right.
I mean, I remember one day, I'm not gonna tell all the secrets because but we were sitting there and Jackie was making a pizza. And listen, she took a picture of this pizza and the dough.
You gotta show the picture.
I know. How can I
rolled
share
the
the
dough
picture?
out and oh my God, the pizza was so.
Oh, there's
I wanted to
Liz.
jump
Hey,
on the
Liz.
phone
Shout out to Liz.
Have some. Oh, Liz is here. Shout out to Liz.
Hey, Liz.
Yeah.
Thank you for
That's
that
it.
really
And
great
from my
email
opinion,
you
it's
just
just-
sent.
It's the people and then how people connecting with people and the stories behind the people and just interacting with people when you're in the house by yourself. It's a wonderful thing.
Oh,
Sorry. I'm looking at
Sorry,
the comments. I didn't realize how many people were on here.
I can't
Hey, what's up, Matt?
comments.
What's up, John?
No.
Ezra? Paul?
Where's that at? How come I can't see that?
On the live comments.
Oh, okay. Hey, everybody.
Greg? That's so funny. I was like, how can we tell if anyone's on? And there they are.
Yeah, I don't see them at all.
That's so funny. Live comments.
I just saw.
Yep,
I saw
live comment.
Anyways.
Oh, that's so sweet. Liz, I love
Oh,
you
there they
too.
are.
Yeah.
So
What was the question again? Now that I'm all messed up.
no worries. It was just it was the question of just that with how things were working behind the scenes. Do you find it sometimes it offers like inspiration or source to the content you guys created, or is everything already been set so that they will run with what you
the thing is that we were learning as we were doing because no one that I know of has ever done this before.
Yeah.
And I've never seen it, done. And we were jumping in with both feet and we were making the rules up as we go. But the thing I have to say is kudos to Jackie though, who was extreme. She was the touch point on the way that we were organized. She said, we need to do this. We need to have the folders for the actors. We need to do this. And we were just, Issa and I were just like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Whatever you want. Yep, you got it. So if it wasn't for that, we would have been screwed, I have to say. As far as the organization, she really brought that. And I don't know, I guess intrinsically, I knew that she would be great for that. She was like, I've never done this side before. And I'm like, but I know you'll do fine. And yeah, she did. In addition to casting and directing some of the actors. And, honestly, we could not have done this without her. No, there's no freaking way. No way.
No way.
We wouldn't have gotten as far as we have gotten without Jackie. But we wouldn't be able to do this.
Checks in the mail, Jesus.
Okay, checks in the mail. No, I'm just telling how I feel and what the truth is. Oh, there's Olivia and Judy.
Hey,
Hi,
Olivia.
you.
Shout out to Olivia. She is one of the technical directors on this project.
Yes.
When it came to like figuring out how we were going to manage different people's devices shooting at home, she was able to kind of like create a tech document that allow us to talk to everyone. It was really, really helpful.
It was crucial, yeah.
And we really needed that because, as we got footage coming in, it's been really helpful to kind of be able to look and see where the footage is coming from, what it was shot on, and all those type of things. So shout out to Olivia.
Yes, Olivia, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so much,
Olivia.
Olivia.
Bill Bruce is on, y'all.
Too,
Bill
like,
Bruce.
with the actors having trouble uploading their videos to us, all I did every time, here's Olivia, and he would get back to me in like 5 minutes and take care of it. So she's
so
on.
good. Yeah, she's on it.
So actually, that brings up a question, Jackie. How many people were there that were filming themselves, or maybe I should take a step back, like in terms of like when creating the story there together, did it provide like a logistical challenges to like how you had to take in all the people's individual footage and weave the story together, or?
Well, that's really a Issa David question. But everyone, we've done, it's a scheduling, logistical, equipmenting challenge. But the way that we approached this, the idea behind it was that if you take this gig, understand you're shooting yourself because of
Right.
COVID. So what we're doing now, each person received their scenes, they received their script, and they studied their lines. They had about, I would say, you guys, what, like 2-3 weeks with a script before the actual shoot date. But also the beautiful thing about this medium of Zoom, I could stay on here with you guys and look at your pictures as I talk to you, or I could flip off and go to text and be reading my text and speaking to you. So Zoom creates a great cheat sheet for actors, because if they don't have someone in the room to read with them, they could read right off their script. So that was one of the ways that they were able to read without learners.
Oh, I love the creativity in terms of creating creative solutions in terms of putting it all together. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, shout out to Andre.
Andre, what's up, man?
He's on. He's one of the other
miss
writers
you,
on
man.
the project. Amazing young man, talented. Love him very much. Andre, I love you. Good to see you.
Thanks for tuning in, Andre.
In regards to the cast, you know, the cast is just bananas in a good way. I mean, amazing cast. Thank God for Jackie, man. This cast is. Can I say this on the air? Kick ass.
Away in about 5 more minutes, yeah.
Okay, so
my mom, she's on. Just wave. Just wave. Everybody just wave.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
I'll get my hand here. Hi, Mom. There we go.
So I think Dave mentioned, and we have a photo of the cast there. I'm not sure who's who, so you're gonna have to help me out here.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Top left is Charlie. I can't really see. Charlie Thurston.
Yep.
Priscilla Bento, Shay Afrique, and that's Rebecca Gibble.
Yep.
Deja Kirkland, Ricardi Faber, Taya Arboledo, Sean Fitzgibbon, and our newest cast member that we just cast recently. That was oh Lord, I'm drawing a blank.
I could see it.
Kimmy Dunn. Kimmy Dunn.
Yeah.
Amazing young actress. And then
Che.
Miguel. Oh, I did Che.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna shut up.
Miguel Fana, Liz Ng, and Ezra Stevens, and yeah, that's everybody. And I'm also in the cast, and I didn't get a chance to to put that up, my picture up in the cast. I'm playing a non-essential cast member.
But he's special. He's a special member of the
very
cast
special.
So, pardon my.
You want to see Bill Bruce?
Yes, Bill Bruce. Hi, Bill.
Oh man, I didn't get Bill Bruce. How could I have missed that? Oh my God.
Well, when you get old, eyes is the first thing to go. So I hear you.
Still there. Hey, Bill.
Bill, love you, man. Sorry about that oversight. Bill Bruce. He's another cast member. Yeah.
What I love about our cast is it's so. I feel like it's a good representation of what we see when we leave our homes.
Yeah.
It's a nice balance of age, of race, of male, female, they of the world.
Yeah.
And I liked that about the script when I read it, and that was another reason I wanted to cast it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, which the natural curious side of me is like, how are things going with the production? Like, where are you right now?
So, Dave, you want to take that?
Sure. Right now, we are about 85 to 90% done with shooting. We have a couple more people who have to shoot their scenes. Do you want me to get into the nuts and bolts on how we set up the shooting? If you want,
Totally up to you as to what
I'll just go into it. Well,
okay.
Thanks to Jackie, she arranged. We had a lot of meetings. We have like a 9 o'clock meeting, which we barely get to.
Sometimes.
9 a.m. that I have yet to make on time. And then we have a 7:30 p.m. Meeting. Our 9 o'clock, we talk about what needs to be done or what wasn't done for the day prior. Then our 7:30, we give an update on what was done and what needs to be done for the next day. But inside of the folders, we had to make. There was a wardrobe document that spoke about what wardrobe the cast members to make to have in which scenes, whether they change or keep the same wardrobe. Also, their time of shooting, how long they have to shoot before they send the scene, so that we can review it, give comments, send back, and then they're wrapped for the day. There's that document. There's also the contract that we have for the actor, and there's a sheet that they have to sign to say the day that they shot. And I know I'm missing something. Is that all the documents that we had?
The contracts.
Oh
no, the tech specs.
Tech specs. We had to do a lot of research. Thanks to Olivia, and shout out to Peter Keto, who was our.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Who's our director of photography, who set up, for specific lighting, for specific, how to record on the different medium that people were recording on, from phones to cameras to tablets, and he had a document that made between he and Olivia that just specified each. Oh wow, Paul Weber.
Hello,
Hey.
Paul.
You're very welcome, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
We had to set up these documents and put them in folders and then share them with the actors, and then make absolutely sure that they had access to those folders and read every document in there, because there was very specific instructions on how to do their shots.
Right.
And my buddy Sean Fitzgibbon, love Sean. He's a good friend of mine, and he's also a writing partner. He had something wrong with one of his I think it was his microphone, and he did most of his scenes, and he had to do them over because there was the sound was. Yeah. But he was good with it. I
can relate to that.
The other thing, he was good with it. And he was like, whatever you want, man, I'll do it. But it felt so hard for me, because I'm a good friend, to him, to tell him that. But those are the things that happen when you're doing it piecemeal like this, as opposed to being on set and you give instant feedback. We weren't able to do that, this way. And that's what made it a little longer and a little more, a bit more difficult.
And so I could see the definite trade-off where working remotely, you have a better opportunity to connect because you're dealing with them either one-on-one or in a group. But then when it comes down to shooting, that's where I could see the challenge of whether tech issues as well as other logistical issues. But it sounds like you guys have been able to navigate around it. In terms of up to this point, where do you find is the biggest challenge, or where do you find the great I guess you could say inspiration for maybe additional material, maybe for a sequel or something like that?
Lisa?
Any one of you? Lisa? Jackie?
I think that because we are just heading into the land of post-production, we don't really know what challenges we've been hit with yet.
Okay.
I can say what we've discovered, and last night we had the phrase there's ignorance, there's arrogance and ignorance, right? So we thought that we would get a lot of quick turnaround things done, but we're coming to find out we didn't think about how long it's going to take actors to upload the videos for us to review them, to turn around, to get the notes back, and challenges with equipment or challenges with actors and some producers who aren't very tech savvy, and how much
Right.
actually eats into real time. So there's estimated time and then real time. And real time is very different from estimated time. And as David said, about Sean, to say that about the cast, we've had a very willful, giving, ready and accommodating casting. And I think that was the best piece of this puzzle, is the people that agreed to take the ride with us.
Okay. So we have a question from John here. He says, how was the filming set up? Were all the cast members responsible for their own recording equipment, and were there consistency issue? I know, like Dave mentioned earlier about Peter Kita, who actually filmed my parents' 50th anniversary last year, which was pretty fun. I
was there for that.
And you were there for that. Wait.
Yeah.
I'll get the right. I never get the pointing right. But it sounds like that part of the answer was like
That's right.
having the text set up early from Peter, and the fact that since everyone was responsible for filming, that I would imagine that it's just a matter of just making sure that everyone's on the proverbial same page as to how they would receive their directions and how they film it. So my guess is that one of the possibly the tentative challenge in post-production is just making sure the consistency issues in terms of the looks, or just even like, I guess you could say like the technical. I have to be careful because I'm going to sound like a geek, like the coloring or the audio and stuff like that.
That's the important stuff.
Yeah.
I just got bounced out.
Oh.
Can you guys
I usually, like, I thought it was gonna be like a big hook that's gonna come and get me, that's saying,
Right.
"Hey, your time's up." But
Right.
oh, I think we got Issa back. There we go.
There we go. We got you back. Can you hear
I
it now?
can hear it now.
Oh, awesome. So to answer that question,
Yep.
the filming was, we had to make absolutely sure they had actors had a key light on them so that they could be seen.
Yep.
And if they needed to get some diffusion or something, we'd let them know, just as long as that they had light on their front and maybe a fill light, those two things. And we tried to make it as rudimentary as possible so that, that they could understand it. The second thing was, like, for instance, Sean had a camera, and I think Liz had a camera as well. Sean Fitzgibbon and Liz Ng, they had to appear as though the cameras were cell phones. So that's one little secret. I'm not going to give away any more secrets, but that was one secret that we used in order for them to film.
Right.
And also, we had to give them notes if they weren't hitting the marks that that we had before. And the other thing I wanted to say also is that we did have two Zoom readings. One was just a reading of the series. Just, this is the first episode. We had a full reading with a cast that were just available to do the reading. And then after that, once we got it cast, we had a full reading. I think it was it last Sunday, Issa, or when was that reading?
I think it was the Sunday before we started production.
Yes, it was the Sunday before. So it was, I think it was I want to say the 12th or 13th. We had a full reading with the cast, and then after the reading, we'd give specific notes to them, and we would just communicate back and forth through text, phone calls, emails. If they had any questions, and yeah, that was the way that we went about filming, how to set it up. And yes, John, all the cast members were responsible for their own recording equipment, and because we used what they had, because everybody is supposed to appear as though they're on a video chat.
It's a great question, John. And so when you say the cast, is this the full cast that was doing the full read there, David, or?
Yeah, all but I think we were missing one person. But I think there are 14 people in the cast. Yes. That's a huge amount to do something like this over the internet. Like, it's an internet project. That's huge. That's a huge cast to do in traditional production, to be honest.
Well, that's pretty cool. But it's cool that how you manage it. It must have been pretty tough. Yeah. I can only imagine with when you're when you're doing like scenes, like I know like when you're on production, you like work on blocking and stuff like that. So I'm presuming that it's just more like a table read type of a gathering when the cast was online.
Oh, Issa, you want to take that?
Sure. So, I'm sorry, can you repeat the question again?
Sure, no problem. Like, so when Dave had mentioned that you had all the cast together, was it more of a table read, or was it like something where you had to do like imagine like you're like doing like some blocking and stuff as to how to set the scene and stuff like that? Or
it was more like a table read. I mean, it was really about making sure that everybody understood what the dialogue was and kind of understood some of the spacing of how the story would flow, especially because, as Jackie said earlier, there wasn't an opportunity for people to have a reader or have another actor in the room with them. So we thought it was very important for the actors that were casted in the story to hear the full story and to like have experience before having to tape, hearing the story and hearing the lines played against the person that was coming behind them.
Nice.
Good. Yeah. I think we lost Jackie. Is Jackie still there?
I think she stepped away. So
okay.
I didn't know if she wanted us to get like a good full view of our background. Oh, there she is. Hang on, I get back. Okay, so
welcome.
We're all back.
Is that
Jackie,
your brother? Is that your brother, Josh? Robert?
Yep.
Hey, what's up, Josh? Crazy Josh.
That's my brother Josh. There, he's able to. Sometimes he'll help me out with the posting and stuff. So I see he's on. So appreciate it, man.
You hear birds? I think that's Issa's.
Yeah.
That's Issa's sound.
I'm in Franklin Park. I don't know if you've ever been here, but the golf course is beautiful, and there's nobody out here. It's so beautiful. I had to get outside for a minute today, get some fresh air.
That's a good day to have like fresh air. That's for sure.
Oh man,
I almost thought like I actually played like an audio sound effect. I'm like, I don't remember having like a tweeting bird or anything like that. I mean, I might have like crowd applauding, but that's a little bit different. So, good gosh. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know like if I'm gonna get anyone in trouble, but I'm a huge geek with behind the scenes. So I'm curious with the three of you, like, if there any like fun anecdotes you want to share about in terms of either behind the scenes or the producing or things that happen on the production for the project there.
Well, I think one of the things that's been challenging, and kudos to Jackie again, because one of the things that she suggested was we create more than one email. And when it was time to upload footage, we ran into a situation where, one of the emails footage drives became full because, you only get a certain amount of gigabytes on Google Drive. So that's one of the platforms we were using too. One of the tech things, Google Drive. And when this happened, thank God that Jackie suggested this. We had other emails to have actors upload footage to. But then, as well.
Okay.
We're losing your audio. Losing your
Okay.
audio, Issa.
I think we're losing Issa, and we just lost Jackie there. I feel like a Star Wars movie where we're losing like X-wing fighters left and right there. We're losing them. Let me
I'm sending him a message.
Okay. Let me see if I could.
He's frozen in time, like Han Solo.
He's frozen time. Well, I could throw up a fun a clip that Dave actually did a voiceover for. I'll play that for folks and see if we can maybe buy some time here.
Embarrass me, would you?
So this was the recent one we did with Dave here, and the trooper that he is, it came through kind of like last minute. So here it is.
A new live stream video on Shalalala Productions business Facebook page. Verbos Wednesdays.
Hey now.
Okay. And we're back.
And we're back for the second half.
Okay, so I think
you see you're frozen, man.
And we lost him.
We lost both of them.
It's just you and me, buddy.
Heck? Just you and me.
Yep. Well,
how's your parents?
They're good as usual. I'm trying my best not to drive them up the wall. And how are things in your neck of the woods?
Tell Ma and Pa I said hello.
I will definitely do that, and they say big hello to you.
Yeah.
I'm like, how's they doing? So,
so what was the question, and what was Issa saying? Maybe I can try to chime in.
No problem. No, it was just a question, like a behind the scenes geeky question, just like fun anecdotes that folks can share.
Let's see. There's so many. We get some every day that we work on it. I think I can talk about the project a little bit. Sure. Maybe I'll just talk about the project. The name of the project, people, is called From a Distance. It's about how people are dealing with COVID-19 and relationships. That's the gist of it. And there are about 5 different stories that are happening throughout the whole production. And I think the stories are really good. A lot of them are taken from real life situations and tweaked just a little bit for writing purposes, for lack of a better word.
Right.
So yeah, that's the project, and a lot of surprises in there. And I couldn't say this any better, that because of Jackie and the casting that we have with these amazing actors, I think it brings the production value through the roof. That's what I think, because the actors that we have for it are just so freaking good. Very, very good. Very, very good. We couldn't have better talent on this project. And I'm so happy to have met and worked with these folks. So yeah.
Cool.
That Josh again. I miss Jackie and Issa. What happened? I missed you guys.
There may be a connection issue.
Yeah.
Because we can give him a few minutes. If not, we can always wrap it up early, and then we'll just have Debbie guys come back and give us an update on how the project's proceeding and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but no, I think that's pretty cool. I think one of the things I always find challenging is that when you have like a cast size that big, is that like how you manage to make sure that you give them either the one-on-one time they need, whether it's giving them direction, or in some cases like shooting technique questions, stuff like that. I mean, did you find it difficult to address everyone? I mean, did you try to do it all at once, like, or in a batch mode, or
No,
just try to do it one?
We actually had, it was a week-long production, actually. We started on the 17th, and I think today or tomorrow, we may have to extend the production, but tomorrow I think is our last day of shooting, but we may have to extend it because of the new cast member. So each person had a shoot day, and some of the shoot days were, like we may have had 2 or 3 people on that day, and maybe I would take one and Jackie would take one person to be their contact person for the project. And that's how we'd handle it. We'd have to like update the email. We all shared from a distance email. So we'd see the updated emails and then download their videos once they uploaded them. Look at them. And if there was some notes that we needed to give to them, we would give them the notes and they would have to shoot it over.
Right.
In one instance, in one of the scenes, there was supposed to be a Zoom concert with one of the characters.
Right.
And what happened was one of the actors filmed during the night, and it's supposed to be taking place at night. That's what they were supposed to film, but they filmed during the day, right. And we kind of gave the note like, oh, by the way, this concert's supposed to be happening at night, so they had to wait till nighttime or black out the windows to make sure that it matched when the concert was taking place. So that's one of the
right.
examples of us having to get back to them. And the good thing is there's such a great cast and great actors that they were able to accommodate the slightest little tweaks to the to what they were presenting as characters. So that
right.
was pretty cool.
Okay. Okay, I guess we lost Issa. And
Jackie's still there, or she's gone? Who's that? Who's somebody?
I think it's Jackie, but I think she's kind of on mute or.
Oh. Jackie,
all right,
are you there?
Okay, I guess she's unavailable. All right, so I guess we'll just wrap it up early, and we'll just have to have you guys back on again just to get an update as to how things are proceeding. But I mean, before we wrap up, was there anything that we didn't cover that you want to share with everyone, whether it's the project or any other fun tidbits?
Just looking forward to putting this out within the next month or two. Be on the lookout for From a Distance.
All right. Well, I guess we're just going to wrap it up here. And so from all of us here at Roast Wednesday, I'm Robert Lee, and I'm here with my good friend and guest host, David J. Curtis, excuse me. And next week, we'll have Matt back. And the topic, I have no idea. We'll figure it out before next week.
Awesome.
So
thank you, Robert. Thank you for having me and for having Jackie and Issa. And thank you guys for piping in. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks again, everyone, for watching. And thank you, Issa Bibbins, Jackie Davis, and David J. Curtis. I'm Robert Lee. You've been watching for Roast Wednesday. So take care, everyone, and stay safe. Let me just cue up the graphic. I got to work on my timing here, folks. You know what? All right. I'll leave it up to you, Dave. Which one do you like to see? The big URL coming out there, or the big old arrow with the red background?
Arrow, red background.
All right. You got it. Take care, everyone.